Week 8's in the books. Let's say good morning to Paul Finebaum talking football with us on SportsCenter AM. Alabama moves now to 5-0, Paul, in the SEC. Had to rally to do it, though, at home over Tennessee. 3 conference games remaining for Nick Saban and company. How confident are you that Bama wins the SEC West?
Book it. Book your reservations for Atlanta. This Alabama team is one of the most resilient I've seen under Nick Saban. In fact, since that Texas game, Brady, I think this may be one of Nick Saban, if not his best coaching job. This is not the talented Alabama teams we've seen in the past. We don't have Heisman Trophy winners like Bryce Young or Tua Tagovailoa, Jalen Hurts, Mac Jones. It is a completely different operation, but they dig down deep. Remember yesterday, they looked lost at halftime, down 13. They came back, they stormed back, and Nick Saban, I think, has this team in a very good place. A bye week now, LSU in 2 weeks, and that will be for the SEC West.
Yep, Bama has LSU, top 25 matchup next week. And meanwhile, North Carolina has this stunning home loss to Virginia. And we're not going to focus on the negative there. Let's focus on the Wahoos for a second, the Cavaliers, because given everything this Virginia football program has been through over the last calendar year, how do you put into perspective what the Cavs were able to do yesterday?
This is one of the truly great profile encourages we've ever seen. When you think about all the negativity in college football, the NIL, the portal, all the allegations like we're seeing now, even in Michigan, this one story stands above all the rest. This may be the story of the year in college football when you consider it was less than a year, a little more than a year ago when that tragedy happened, and what this team has been through. I mean, they have been really just battered by almost every major school on the schedule, and to go into Chapel Hill against a top 10 team, a legendary Hall of Fame coach, really is absolutely remarkable. And I think it sounds cliche, Randy, but it does show what this sport really is supposed to be all about. Yesterday it was.
Yeah, it was. No, any given week, right? And Mike Hollins had 3 rushing touchdowns. Mike Hollins was one of the shooting victims in November of 2022, shooting that claimed the lives of 3 of his teammates, as Virginia now has their first road win against an AP top 10 team in their program in quite some time. The other news, you touched on it briefly, Michigan. The NCAA investigating the Wolverines program over sign stealing, alleged in-person advanced scouting violations, which you very much cannot do as of 1994. Paul, what do you make of these allegations?
Listen, I don't know exactly what the NCAA knows, and quite frankly, I'm not sure they know what they know. But what I do know is that this is fairly widespread, maybe not to the degree or the extreme that Michigan is accused of. They've already made a suspension for the time being. You can't go. You can't send a scout out in advance. You can do whatever you want. You can try to steal signals any way you want, and many schools do, in fact, and it happens every week. It seems to me, Randy, this is selective prosecution by the NCAA. They are after Jim Harbaugh. They don't like the way he acted in the previous investigation. That was number 1. This is number 2, and it just seems like piling on. I think ultimately Jim Harbaugh, whether he wins the national championship this year or not, is going to say, you know what, I've had enough of this tomfoolery. I'm getting out of here. I'm going back to the NFL.
Okay, those offers haven't necessarily landed at his feet. He's expressed interest in previous off seasons.
They may now, though.
Yeah, we'll see if the perfect storm can arrive for Coach Harbaugh. That's Paul Finebaum, making us smarter on SportsCenter.